All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people just like you right there, just like me right here. All right, nobody's going to have this one except for me. Pearls and Flames. The album is called Reliance, and it's kind of in the holy crap Batman category. I mean, I'm going to have a really difficult time at the end of the year compiling a top 20 for melodic rock albums. And this year I've gotten into some, country and some Americana, but I'm going to have to stick to doing the countdown with just this kind of stuff. Um, this is the remnant of the band Coastland Ride, and they're from Sweden. And this is just really sweet, well put together AOR. Some would say West Coast rock, but slightly heavier than the West Coast genre, but still extremely listenable stuff. And courtesy of the Pride and Joy music label. Again, proving that I don't work for the Frontiers music label. They just put out a lot of good stuff, and I talk about it. So anyway, check out the album, and you're probably going to stream the album because I think I paid like $30. And this, I think, arrived from Japan. This is how difficult, by the way, it's getting to order things that are a little off the beaten track and aren't being, mass produced. So yeah, very expensive coaster, very expensive. And I do it because, I like the genre and I want it to survive. Speaking of survival, I wonder if Journey is going to survive all of the crazy publicity that they are getting. I still believe in the idea that any publicity is good publicity. And Neal Schon today putting out more publicity. And this is after my little story from last weekend where I was very much sort of keeping it low key because I didn't know a lot of details, but I knew something. And I didn't want to be wrong because as soon as I'm wrong, everybody's going to attack me and say I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, today, somebody else, not the story I talked about, although apparently the story I talked about is in chat rooms all over the place, and people are now finding out that what I was saying was true. Again, I'll never get any credit for anything. And you know what? I don't even want the credit. Just go off into your chat rooms, go off and talk about what you're going to talk about. Please don't talk about me. Talk about something else. Talk about what I'm talking about, and then form your own opinion, but don't bring me into it. So, and they're gonna anyway, because we're living in a world where it's all about slander and negativity and abuse. Well, all of those things are part of the story here about Neal Schon. Neal Schon isn't happy that someone is copying the cover of Journey's 1981 Escape album. The guitarist has called out the Cruise to the Edge Festival, accusing promoters of ripping off the image. All right, can I stop for a moment here? Now, Neal, I think, has a point. I've seen the picture, and I've seen, obviously I grew up with the Escape album cover, so I kind of know that, hey, that's a little bit like that. It's like I did this video a while ago that a Journey song has a riff that was kind of like the riff in Carry On Wayward Son by Kansas. And people are like, it's not the same riff. Well, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, and I don't know if, anybody deserves a check in the mail because there's a little bit of plagiarism there. But even Neal Schon said, yeah, they were on tour with us, and they might have heard us playing a particular song, which had, I can't even remember the song, the Journey song, but it's one of their old tunes from one of the first 3 albums that nobody tends to remember. But yeah, the riff is pretty similar. And it's funny, Neal didn't make a big deal about that. He probably could have. Now, he's making a big deal about this because apparently the artwork is really similar. And there's this, cruise to the edge cruise that goes on each year. I don't know how you go on a cruise anymore. I just, why? You go on a boat and everybody's getting sick on the boat. And since 2020, where you heard about these cruise lines having to return because everybody on the ship is sick, right? So you're going to go out and hang out with Steve Hackett and a couple other guys from Yes or from other prog rock bands. Big Train is another band, I guess. And you're going to have a great old time on the cruise. I guess you have lots of disposable income and you really don't care about your health overall. So anyway, the article says the Escape cover, which we all know and love, features a spaceship exploding out of a planet, leaving shattered pieces of it in its path, while the poster for Cruise to the Edge, a prog rock festival featuring Steve Hackett, Big Train, and more, is only slightly different. It also has a spaceship bursting out of a planet, although the ship is slightly different in shape. So the spaceship's a little bit different. So look, Neal Schon probably has a point, but I will get to a larger point toward the end of this. The similarities were not missed by Neal Schon, who shared his disdain, tweeting, "What the F do people think? That you're not going to see this? It's a blatant ripoff." The tweet includes a picture of the Cruise to the Edge announcement, along with Sean's comment on the picture, which reads, "Give me an effing break. It's Journey's art. It's Journey's escape art." So, all right, people. So I'm going to do my little commentary on if you've got, $10 million in the bank, $20 million in the bank, really, why? What do you care, right? Steve Perry with the trademarks. Steve, why do you care? So they're going to put like "Don't Stop Believing" on a t-shirt or something. I don't know. Who's crying now? Nobody. The fans are crying now. It's over and over again. These guys are just, you know what? I think maybe they found out a way to link up with a Borg somewhere, and they're going to live forever. They found the fountain of youth. They're not going to die. They're all going to live forever. Their brains are going to get implanted into a younger body. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but they're going to do it because they're acting like they're going to take this stuff with them, which they can't, at least for now. Maybe they're going to. Maybe they're going to oversee this for another 100 years. Now, there's a book out there, I think it's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. Oh, man, that's my advice. That's my advice. These guys are making lots of money. I'm not, by the way, not compared to them. I like the channel that I do, and I hope more people sign up and support and maybe go over to Patreon and do $1 a month. How about $1 a month, huh? One of these rock stars could help me retire if they really wanted to. Then I could really let loose, right? I wouldn't have to monetize the videos, and I wouldn't have to worry about, hey, am I going to lose my monetization status? I wouldn't have to worry about it because I'd be riding the gravy train. So again, my commentary on this is why? Why do they care so much? I mean, let the cruise go with the artwork that kind of looks like Journey's Escape. Steve Hackett, I mean, he's a pretty big name. And I don't think a lot of prog rock people are going to think to themselves, hey, man, this is going to be like going to see a Journey concert because they use the artwork. And by the way, this kind of imagery is used a lot in the melodic rock world, especially, where I see a lot of things that plagiarize albums from the past. There's a certain look that they have, and fans kind of know, hey, this is my genre here. This is my wheelhouse, because the artwork would indicate that it's going to be one of those great AOR albums. Like this, for instance. What does that look like to you? Looks like an AOR melodic rock album, right? So I don't know. It's probably plagiarized from somebody, but I just don't think this is a big deal. And people are sending me messages about the stuff I covered a few days ago, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, is this really a big deal? Aren't they on the same team? And I go, yeah, they're on the same team, but you know, things aren't good. Things aren't good. When you can't work with somebody for other reasons, just be honest about it and say, I can't work with this person. I wouldn't look for other reasons to stop the relationship, because it's going to look like you're going out of your way to end the relationship. But in this case, I think it's not wrong to say that this is plagiarism, but the point is, what's it going to do? It's not going to upset your marketing. It's not going to infringe upon your income. These people are going out on a cruise. God bless them, man. I hope they get back safely. I hope they don't get sick. I hope, you know, people on the ship all don't come down with the thing at once. I wonder if they've all gone to CVS like multiple times, because then they're guaranteed to be protected, and they'll be great, and it's going to be the best cruise they've ever been on, and the proggiest of rock they've ever heard. So just, folks, I'm out of things to say about this other than don't sweat the small stuff. If you got a few $1,000,000 in the bank, and probably more than that, I don't think you need to worry about this stuff. But yeah, you can get pretty crazy doing this thing. And here's the deal. When I say thing, like monitoring everybody, you probably should have someone else doing this though for you. You should hire someone to monitor the internet and YouTube and different places to make sure that your material isn't being used in a way to promote something else, or if you feel as though you deserve some kind of compensation from that, then you hire somebody to kind of do the dirty work for you. So that's my commentary on this. Is Neal wrong? No, he's not wrong. But I do think it's a bit over the top, and a lot of people are just going to shake their head again and go, yeah, Journey, not the harmonious and pleasant organization to be in. But hey, maybe it's good for the band members. Don't know. From what I've heard, some people are really happy. So maybe this all works out in the end, and having a boss that's a little bit tyrannical and maybe slightly paranoid might be helpful in the long run. Don't know. All right. You know what's helpful in the long run? If you support the channel, hit the bell for notifications on new videos, Patreon for just $1 a month. And oh, one more time on Pearls and Flames, baby. The album's called Reliance, and it's really good. Check it out when you can.